Hey there guys, it's Too Old for Gaming. Today we're playing here on Shchedrin, and we're going to be playing as the Germans, as Festung Paris. So I'm going to be going for the center sector area here with the three hilltops. We're going to be coming in with these militia teams, French militia teams, and a leader in the civilian car. We've also got a Tiger and then 3 Martyr 3Ms. And I think this unit's unique to the deck, the UE630F. And these are only 5 points. It would have been kind of cool if they had the guy sitting off the back there. So as the match starts, we've got Sapri coming in, trying to get into the town immediately, and able to get in close enough probably to take out this IG-290R after the smoke drops. All of our infantry trucks are getting spotted by a bunch of staghounds here. They managed to destroy a truck. Not sure if they completely killed that team or not. Our military police and leader are almost into the woods here, but everyone else just getting caught out in the open. These are smaller teams too, so main teams are 5, and the design teams are 10. I also have the Flatkampftruppen because they can come in with the Panzer Shrek. Staghound's starting to get wiped out by Pack 36 and our Tiger, but we're being shelled now, so everyone's just getting pinned down. You can hear the 50 cals going off though against these Sapri, who are trying to get in close to my Martyr 3. M42 set up here out in the road, so I gotta back him off. We've got a Strelke DP team here firing at our militia team. I'm just trying to kind of move everyone back. You can see they have mortars set up here to fire in my position. So I probably should have used smoke like they did. These guys are too bunched up and just taking tons of casualties, so tactical failure here. I'm having to back my Tiger off so he doesn't get side shot right there. And because he's got this AT gun, I'm just keeping all these guys below the edge of the hilltop here so they don't get knocked out. Tiger's facing in the right direction, but he does get destroyed by something. I'm not sure what killed him off, though. A T-34-85 is coming in. Maybe that hit him from the side, but I certainly didn't see it. And most of our teams have been completely eliminated. More and more mortars coming in. It's looking pretty dire here, as the Soviets have quite a bit of squads and a T-34-85 leader along with the BA-10M, bringing in additional infantry squads here to back up my position. Don't really want to lose the flag, especially in Phase A, 4 minutes into the game. We're currently losing because they do have what was our flag here. Squad's getting caught out here. One of our trucks gets blown up by that T-34-85, and we lose the entire squad, unfortunately. UE-630's taking fire, but the Martyr 3 coming in with the clutch jams his gun, and the second one knocks him out. These guys are belly crawling back to cover here after being caught out in the open. Moving in another Pack 36. I've got a bunch of these in Phase A. And then since we're dealing mainly with infantry at this point, I brought in the Flame Panzers. Kind of a cool detail here with the flamethrower. I think these are a great pick for 15 points. You can bring in the whole entire platoon for 60 points. That's not a bad deal. And I don't know if you guys ever use these UE-630s. They're amazing. I gotta, like, if you use them right, you're getting 1,000 rounds of 50 caliber. Actually, 1,200, I think. He's already shot 200. You know, a ton of 50 caliber ammo with optics. It's obviously a light vehicle, but against infantry, nothing's going to damage it unless it's up close. We'll see these guys put to use. So what remains looks like we've got 2 out of 3 martyrs, and then we've got some replacement squads. We've got more and more coming in. I mean, we're Fortress Paris, so a lot of infantry. Bring in another one of these guys. So while we wait for the action to heat up over here again, let's take a look around. BF-109 taking shots over here at a defensive position. Not sure if anything's happened, and we've got no infantry and no tanks up here. Very interesting. It looks like we lost some stuff over here, but it looks like tank destroyers. We've got a Panther D over here guarding this flag, which is extremely useful, as he has his own optics too. And in the town, we've managed to capture both flags, so that's good. Trying to think of what can see these guys all the way back here. This guy? Optics, pretty good. Stug 3 firing at an Su-85 that's moved into position. We also have a PaK-38 shooting on him, so he should go down. But they've moved in a ZIS-2 57mm to attack my stuff, and some Valentine 9s. I've been bringing in these Potez aircraft, which are quite cheap. They're 50 points. Usually for recon, with that cost 50, 60 points, you get a machine gun. You do, but you get 500 bullets. Just kind of useless. So the Valentines, for the moment, are going to hold us off this position. A 57mm can go through basically anything I've got out here. What my plan will be is see if we can call in a Tiger or a Panther and knock them out at range. And I brought in 105, so I've got a lot of 105 cards. I also brought in a Flak M36F. So French capture flak gun. And these 105s they gotta be World War I pieces. So I have them. I do have aircraft in this deck, but he's got 25mm and 37mm into aircraft, so he's going to try to target them first. I don't have radio range up here at the moment, because our leader was killed off. Currently sitting at an 18-14. We've managed to capture this entire village up here. And we're just off the flag over here, so we can see this flip. I don't think it'll be too big of a challenge to take this intersection, although that IS-2 will cause some problems. And I'm guessing we'll be calling in aircraft to take him down. Wow, they've even crested the hill over here, making it a 19-13. Not sure if this team is sleeping or what. It doesn't seem like we have a lot of units on the map. So I brought in the 39H tanks. These are 15 points. Pretty good for a 15-point tank. I mean, if they were fast, they'd be great, but I'm talking 36 kilometers an hour on the road is not great. And I did leave one of these guys back here. Maybe somebody can comment. I don't know how far optics work in this game. I haven't seen a chart or anything like that that would tell me how far things can see, because these have high optics. There's other units that have very high. I'm not really sure what they can actually see. Priest is firing at us, I think. Maybe these trucks? Yeah. That guy's gonna bail. So we're in Phase B, moving a single squad forward. Immediately pinned after taking 4 casualties. So the Valentine's got high explosive. No machine gun, though. This 2 here, though, gonna cut me off. We lose that squad. So, not a great start to the match. I think we bounced over here, and he's moving up his anti-tank guns. Another one goes down to the 45 mil. Out in the open, we miss our return fire. And it looks like we've got a 3rd anti-aircraft gun up here. We might be able, the Romanians might be able to take back this area up here, hopefully. There's no reason why we shouldn't be, well, he's only got 9 guys there. Command Stewart destroyed. Now we're dealing with an Su-122. So I've called in a 2nd spotting aircraft, and I'm gonna try to keep him back a ways because look at all that equipment. They can see at least what, 2,500 meters. And right after we spot all that, our friendly units throw off map there with this 210. So, as I was mentioning, here's my Panther leader coming in. And we're going to use him to engage at range, and it looks like he's trying to make a rush forward, which he's going to be surprised by. I don't think he's really seen all this stuff down here. Got another ZIS-2 set up here. And the PAC-38 gets destroyed, I think, by that Su-122. Off-map coming in on that position. I was trying to get a PAC-36 up here to cross the hill, but Sapri and Cherno's right there firing at me. I moved up the Flame Panzer, but he immediately got shot by the ZIS-2, so a little bit of a chess match here, trying to get back into the game. So we've got both an Su-122 and an ISU-122. I want to check the stats. 125 millimeters of frontal armor, 85 side, strong top, 70 strong, 45. But outside of that, I'm pretty sure... Oh, they actually have a different gun on them. The A19 versus the M30. I didn't realize that. So now you know if you didn't know already. So we're tied back at a 16-16, bit of a strange map as they're pushing forward down past the hill now. Still holding the farm. We've got this intersection barely. We've lost this one, but we push forward here. I'm pushed back. We've managed to capture the entire town. And we've got the hilltop back. At this point, I've got 3 105s in. And we've got radio coverage now, and I think it's due to that off-map car. So team's willing to take a risk here and push forward with their trucks, but not sure that really is a great idea. We've got an 88 over here, too, on this FAMO. So, gonna see if we've got anti-aircraft. I called in both at the same time so we could try to separate their fire. I didn't want to lose one of these, so still looks like we've got 2 here. And I've tagged their locations so I remember where to drop artillery. The Jagdpanzer loader was wounded on the way into the map, and that was probably by this ZIS-2 up here. But he's more than likely going to go down shortly. We've got 3 squads in these light woods, but he can't move because he's going to get instantly pinned down by 50 cal fire. So I'm pulling both these guys off, and we're going to start dropping artillery onto their anti-aircraft positions. Looks like they pushed us out of half the town over here. A bunch of Humblers and Stuarts. So I've got a Panzergrenadier who cannot deal with any of this. An IG-33, he really needs a tank over here. He's got the Martyr, but he's probably going to get killed off by this T-34. Looks like we took out a Bofors. Oh yeah, there was another AA gun here. We were able to get lucky and drop a round right on it. The 105 took him out, so... These 2, I believe, are gone. We're down to these 2. We took out the 3rd Bofors. Jagdpanzer's up into position along with the Flame Panzer. And I've got my 630F pinning down the Sapri and Strelky teams. Friendly BF-109's coming in to help out. Takes out the unit. And my interwar tanks are doing a good job of pinning them down. It looks like we've got this one pinned. We're going to have to deal with this SU-122 and the ISU-122. Jagdpanzer firing at the... Oh, he's actually... I didn't realize he could see that. Doesn't look like he can. So he's going to fire at that ISU-122. Loader's wounded, though. Can penetrate 145. I did move up my Martyr M with the APCR shells. They'll go right through it like butter. And takes them out with 2 shots. We do have this ZIS-2 still up here, though. But takes 2 casualties on that last round coming in. He does manage to take out my Jagdpanzer. Flame Panzer might be able to... Flame Panzer takes out the leader, but he dies too. Wouldn't discount the 47mm anti-tank guns. Still valuable. I was going to try and fix that. Unfortunately, he died, so I have a munitions truck down here. Friendly Nebelwerfer fire, pinning him but not killing him off. So our 4 105's been firing for quite a while now. Mortars are back and resupplied. Take it by the distance, they're probably 81s. Almost nails my 105 here. I'm gonna have to get him out of there. He probably marked this Nebelwerfer. Got more militia coming forward here. We did take out that Jeep coming through. And we've got dominance of the hilltop over here, so almost into phase C. They're still winning, though. It's 17-15. A minor defeat for us in under 18 minutes. Moved a Tiger in to the front line here. I'm also bringing in these 4-man sniper teams. And then we've got like a company of men over here. You can tell the suppression really makes that ring a lot larger. So these guys are kind of in cover. We've got a 45 mil here. The MG42 I think is in range to kill these guys off. It looks like there's another one there too. So the MG42 should be able to kill them off before they're suppressed, but we've got emergency fire in here. I'm not sure why he did emergency fire. There wasn't really that many units there, but ends up getting knocked out. And so all of my Molotov teams are gonna walk into the woods here. I'm doing moving fire. That anti-tank team. That guy was pretty sneaky, huh? This two-man anti-tank rifle team was pretty hard to spot. But he is dead now. Automachikis firing at my west team. But we have the FM-24, so we can use those in the woods and we knock them out. And now I've got my recon vehicle up here. Unfortunately, that first PTRD round goes right through it. So we were spotted by the Cherno team here, who have DP-28s now, making them much more effective. So they end up wiping out the 5 men there. MG42, though, going to do the same to the Sapri along with the sniper rifle rounds from that Car 98. And we recap our flag, so back to a 17-15 here with 15 minutes until we lose. Artillery not just behind where he needed to hit. So the enemy smoked. I don't think that was me, which helped us out because we have Molotovs. I do have an MG42 here, but again, he's just like right out of vision for some reason. So I'm assuming that ZIS-2 is dead. We put a lot of artillery rounds on it. You can see how fast that 50 cal suppresses these guys. Gonna give me a machine gun for 5 points. I will take it. So doesn't look like they got their Molotovs out that time. So seems very concerned with this unit too. Notice that he's got a Studebaker and an SU-122 trying to resupply back here, so I targeted artillery, but then I think we missed it off camera. There's a lot, like a ton of equipment back here, so I retargeted. End up losing that MG42. So maybe an advantage to the smaller caliber artillery is that if you set your stuff to counter battery, if the enemy does, they're gonna target. They target the most dangerous stuff first, which is the largest caliber howitzers. So you're less likely to be the first one counter batteried if you're bringing in 76.2 millimeter guns or 105s, at least in my experience. I mean, if I'm getting hit by like a 230 or something, I'm gonna manually target that thing. And you can do that by just setting defensive zone on where you know it's shooting from, and it will auto fire at them. Alright, so now we got a little bit of anti-tank capability with the Faustperron. 20-point teams. Our team is just willing to run their infantry trucks right up to the enemy, which is kind of crazy, but let's see if they all get out. They actually all make it out. We've got more anti-aircraft back here. They had a 100 millimeter anti-tank gun, which got knocked out instantly, so I guess this is working out for them, at least for the time being. We still have lots of anti-aircraft back here. I have JU-88s. This one gets knocked down. He's trying to counter battery my 105s now with Katyushas. We'll see if he hits them. So he pins them. And I decided at this point it's a good idea to just move all this equipment forward. So no damage. Lucky us. So I've moved up some elite infantry. You know, in Fortress Paris we do have Fallschirmjägers. So I'm moving those teams up. Those are very expensive at 35 points apiece. I've got their leader there with them as well, so we want to use these elites to take the hilltop here and fire down into the valley. And it almost feels like the enemy team ran out of infantry. Like they had some of these cheaper squads, disheartened teams. But I just feel like we're not seeing a whole bunch of infantry here. I don't know if they're waiting to bring in a bunch of bombers or artillery at the same time. Seems like they invested pretty heavily into artillery. Kangaroo goes down to a big explosion. We've got 3 81s firing over here. Kangaroo squads are good, but they're not going to beat, and they're triple vetted. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to beat a double vetted Fallschirmjäger team in heavy woods, though. Although this 37mm who can outrange him will definitely chew him up. I'm going to walk in a Pack 38. Here comes the infantry. So, for the first 15 minutes, the enemy did a great job of really wiping the floor with me and pushing me back. I think if they would have focused on maybe smoking their advance, because I would set something up here, smoking down here and getting infantry into this town, would have been quite hard to get them out, and then they could walk AT guns down if they had enough. You know, 10 versus 10 matches end up going 25 to 50 minutes usually, so you can have a pretty extensive match. You want to have... I typically don't vet a lot of stuff if I do it single vetted, because you just end up going through units in certain matches. You can go through 4,000 points of units in a match and still win. Unfortunately, this Pack 36 has no ability to fire at that 25mm, so our west team is destroyed, but the Shchedrins is able to get sight and should be able to take them down if they can reload. So we do pin them. And now we got a Pack 36 up here. Any trucks coming down this way will get knocked out. Got a bunch of infantry up here in this tree line. Very, very bottled up, though. So with our hilltop advantage, we're able to shoot down here. Off-map coming in, though. Off-map placement is just out of where we are, though. So we are pinned down, but we're able to... Most of our guys stay in their position. And we've got an MG42 as well, so... There's that off-map truck. Still haven't taken out the 25mm. I'm moving up these recon guys and clearing out the woods here because he had a unit. We'll see if we can take this area. We got Nebelwerfer fire coming back in on the enemy position. Pins these S3s. The M30 gets pinned as well, but doesn't look like he killed anyone off. He just took out the reconnaissance motorcycle here, and it looks like we've got a couple Shermans hiding back here. Not sure what he was firing at. Maybe the Tiger that was here, but isn't really hitting anything with these Katyushas. Pack 36 remains spotted, probably because of this guy. These things suppress great, but boy, are they horrible at killing things off, but they will pin them down. See how fast these guys are going to get pinned by the 50 cal fire. Moving in basically a half squad here with the Flame Panzer. And these guys are going to get fully pinned. So we've got more and more, I mean, we've got tons of infantry here, so we can just keep calling them in. Pack 38's getting pinned down, though. He's probably going to get knocked out here shortly. Got another spotter here. And our MG42 will be able to chew that guy up pretty quickly. So 2 enemy artillery spotters down, and my recon plane's back in and able to basically hover here with nothing but Sherman fire. All right, so we're actually in the lead now at a 17-15. Flame Panzer goes down. I think it was to that Tiger. But we're hidden by these Lightwoods over here, so as long as the T-3485 doesn't kill us off, we'll be okay. Ju-88C6 does manage to take out one of these S3s, so I never see these things employed. I wanted to use them. I think they're 60 points. And they have 3 20 mils in the nose and 3 8mm machine guns, so as long as we don't encounter too much anti-aircraft cover, we can use them for strafing, but they just brought in 88. Not sure what happened here. We got nothing in here. Everything just got absolutely wiped, and this side's done. I've seen this many times. Look at all of these tanks. Why would we just keep this back here? Just drive them off the map and cap the flag. Got plenty to work with. So 15-point Panzer 39H going to be able to take out these sapper teams. He's hidden now, so we've got that flag. Now he's bringing in a Crusader AA. That's kind of funny. We really haven't used a ton of air power in this match, but the enemy team seems very concerned with aircraft. I'm going to target that 88 because he's a risk to both air and ground targets. I did bring in my own 88 here to help fend off any enemy attacks. Ooh, he pens my Tiger. I'm not even looking the right way yet. Misses on the second shot. Artillery landing right on his position. He misses again. I think we got him rattled enough. And now I'm getting artillery as well. We got an Ashhorn here backing us up. They are dueling that IS-2. Ashhorn clutches and kills him off. So we do manage to suppress and get the 88 to fall back. I'm having to pull my Tiger back because he's just going to miss every shot when he's this suppressed. And if you hadn't noticed, I moved my Panther leader up to the hilltop here. Boy, it would be an absolute disaster if they off-mapped this location here. And now we've got a bunch of martyrs coming in. So my infantry is getting spotted out in the open. My Panther is just out of range. I'm not going to expose him. Blinking means hidden, so nobody's spotted him yet. Sapper coming back in for more. My 88 and Panther just took out that half-track. And now I've got an MG42 up here, so down to 5 high explosive 37mm rounds, but the Sapper team is not going to take that back. We actually are capturing this. Now, this is what I want to know. Where's all the infantry from enemy team? It seems like no one's really playing a ton of infantry in this except for us here in the center. So apparently wasn't happy with me firing from both the Panther and 88. Knows they're there, so firing Katyushas. So far, no hits. Oh, they managed to shoot down one of our recon aircraft, unfortunately. lot of rockets. And I don't think they hit anything at all. Yeah, he's still good. Oh, here comes the infantry. Okay. Looks like some sapper teams, maybe? So I'm going to continue supporting different areas of the map for the team. I'm moving a Panther in and a Jagdpanzer. Notice the Tigers and IL-2s. I'm still not sure why we're waiting here. I guess we were waiting for these Ju-88s? Maybe? Try to zoom in on one of these bombers so you guys can see the action. So, a little bit of damage, but it's a lot of points for not a terribly effective move. But we're now at a 1913. Still losing the ticker, though. And with a King Tiger here, he could probably move everything else forward and take that flag, make it a 2012. We've ended up capturing this flag here. The Martyrs are acting like tanks for some reason. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but we have a ton of cover fire. Make sure that they're knocked out. Most of our Fallschirmjäger teams are still alive, but down to just a few men. Bulgarians here who are getting pinned. The 88's still alive. You can see how much fire we're putting out here. It's got 2 and then an ISU 122. So we destroyed another Sherman here. And our Tiger... looks like he's firing at these rifles teams, so... nothing left to cap over here. Love to get this one back, so I've got my light tank here, we've got our tank killer, and then our Panthers put back at 2,000 meters. We can kind of creep him in along the road as needed. So Jagdpanzer's in position now to fire at the Sapri team. And they're killed off, so that off map will come in. Wow, must have been 600s. IG-33 just going to get destroyed out here in the open. Munitions trucks finally moving out of the way. That's a good idea. So maybe the team over here was saving up for like a company of tanks. You know, sometimes it's worth saving up for stuff. Other times, though, it's better to bring in 1 or 2 at a time. In this scenario, I'm not sure. I don't know what information the enemy team has, what they can see over here. But it would be incredibly difficult for them to retake any of this stuff because we have a hilltop advantage over the entire center of the map. We've even got the farm over here, so finally making moves here, and I'm sure we'll be able to take that flag in no time. Looks like we ended up shooting down a B-26 with our 88. So I've got the Jagdpanzer moved in to ambush this IS-2 here. See if he can damage him. Ooh, single shot, and he is just blown to smithereens. So I brought in additional West teams here to maintain control of the town. I continue to move equipment forward. 88 goes down back there, if you saw that. And because we've got infantry in here, we've taken this. I'm moving in my own squads. So I've changed my focus here. Unfortunately, these guys don't have AT weapons. We've got a recon Puma over here and a Panther now. And I had brought in a 600 to drop on this flag because I have an off map on this. Unfortunately, as I was retreating him, he was killed off. So we'll see if we can flip this one. Ooh, it looks like we destroyed one of those Panzer IVs over here. Haven't given up control of anything. And if these Sturm Pioneers can take out those guys, we'll be able to take that flag. So here comes my 600s. See that line moved a little bit after that. But this guy has got so much heavy equipment. He's got like 600 points worth of tanks right here and all these infantry. I'm kind of shocked that he's not advancing. IS-2 is still alive in here, surrounded by the enemy. So the Panther might have a shot, or he might be looking at this guy. Ooh. Whatever that was is dead. IS-2 is just getting flamethrowered now. Still haven't killed him off. So I've even brought in units over here. Let's see if we can capture these flags. My Panther leader was knocked out over here. The enemy's got a lot of tanks back here. Tiger's still up, though. This is the guy who was wounded earlier. Churchill gets penetrated. I did move my 88 forward to... I think I was getting artilleried. IS-2 is still alive. Panther gets penetrated by that Firefly, but ends up knocking him out. There's a priest. We'll be able to knock him out easy, hopefully. IS-2 is still here. So we knocked out that guy, but then our 39H was killed off. We have a autocar here, which the Panther should be able to deal with quite easily. And he does. So we finally managed to capture the flag here, putting us at a 22-10. What a reversal. 5 minutes to go on the timer for a minor defeat for the Allies. IS-2 is still alive. But I finally got Panzergrenz up here. He gets killed right before I get him into position. Panther knocks out the Cromwell commander. There's one more up here. Tiger's starting to run low on ammo. Our Puma is knocked out over here by this Cromwell, I think. P-47 trying to come in to strafe us. But we've got a 7/1 back here pushing them off. Haven't seen any 17-pounders show up. So we've got our Panther here shooting at these guys. We'll see if we can cap that before the end of the game here. King Tiger gets penetrated by something. I'm guessing aircraft, maybe? No, he's not even wounded. He's just suppressed. Should be a nice ambush. See what happens this last half track. Bummer for that guy. So we've got them all pushed back to this reinforcement road over here. 88's still firing too. And I saw an opportunity to just keep pushing the line here with 3 minutes left, so deciding to go after this 37mm anti-aircraft gun, bringing my optics with me, although a bit slower, so trailing. If we can get some infantry up over here, we'll be able to cap it. I tried to bring in Ju-88 C6s to kill off the rifles team here, because this guy just seems like he's not capable of clearing this area. So we helped get him pinned, and he should be wiped out, but we did lose one of these Ju-88s to enemy fire. And another rifles team coming forward. Look at all this stuff. Where are those HE-111s? Bomb that area. So we finally took everything over here and cut them off. But what this guy should do is just keep moving his armor up over this way, and they're fully surrounded, and we'll just... You want to get some points at the end? Go ahead and do that. He can't bring anything in over here. There's no reason to leave all this stuff back, so... Move the Tiger into a firing position, Panzer IV, all that stuff. So we're just off the flag here. I keep creeping my Panther forward, but we've got T-34-85s. I think there are AT guns down here and up here, so I'm going to be careful. And there's still one rifles team left over here. 1 minute to go. And the 37 is killed off. And look at all this artillery coming in now. Just like I talked about. One of my 105s got destroyed by counter battery. Another Panther in here from the enemy. And I've been using this Tiger pretty aggressively here. They're even trying to artillery him at this point. I think this Bruckner guy is a hero. We'll see at the end. Oh no, it gets knocked out with 22 seconds to go. There you go. So somebody thought of my idea and came in with a bunch of bombers. And we managed to push our Panther all the way back up over here. But he started bringing in tons of aircraft and ends up bombing me at the end and taking him out. So we ended up with a minor victory after 49 minutes and 3 seconds. Let's take a look at our team stats here. So we killed off 4605 and lost 2165. And I think that number would be down below 2,000 if we were a little less reckless. But that was after getting wiped at the beginning. So really happy with this division. In terms of kills, these 5-point recon vehicles got 2. Our Martyr did a few. The Panther leader got a lot. 105s did okay. These 20-point teams did okay. That FS Jaeger team with the FG-42 did really, really well. MG-42 did well. And then here's our hero Tiger, who died in the last 20 seconds. Look at all this equipment he took out. That's insane. This Panther did a really great job too. And then our 88, another Panther leader. That's 600 before he got killed off, took out a few teams, and then another Panther. Wow, Panthers and Tigers and 88s, oh my. Let's see what the enemy did. Strelke DP. Zestus he had hiding there did really well on the top of the hill. Get a Sherman take out a few units. And a lot of one-off stuff. So experience-wise, we did 13% of the kills in the game using 9% of the command points with 10% of the casualties. So that was a fun one, bit of a grinder, but we get to play across the board for most of the map and try out different units. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.